I graduated from Simmons 32 years ago. Simmons prepared me so well for the choices I would have to make in life.
Our managing editor, my co-anchor, and dear friend Gwen Ifill died earlier today after an almost year-long battle with cancer.
She was an extraordinary journalist. She always kept faith with the fundamental responsibilities of her profession.
She was a first-class reporter and a great communicator.
Gwen was a very accomplished journalist, and for many people, she was a compass.
And then, of course, she went to Simmons.
When I think about Gwen as a student, she was very serious. I don't believe that she turned it off because she felt like she had to. I think she was more interested in achieving her goals.
She was a serious person. She was about business, and she was a good example for other students.
I think she enjoyed the fact that this was a women's college, but that the idea of it was you weren't wearing sort of lace gloves, that it was a working women's college, preparing women for careers. I think that certainly buttressed her own sense of independence.
It was a very tumultuous period in Boston in the 70s.
We often walked past riots happening. So even if you wanted to be a student of color who didn't want to pay particular attention to race, you couldn't because it was happening all around you.
Gwen had a quiet, persistent, and sort of humorous approach to things. Gwen was able to persevere.
We had a professor in the communications department, Alden Poole, who was an editor for the Boston Herald.
Apparently this gruff guy out of the old school gave her a lot of insights about how to be a journalist, as well as giving her her first opportunity.
Gwen took her role as a journalist very seriously. She'd want to get to the heart of the subject and pin someone down and get answers. She wasn't one for flash, even though she ended up going on TV and being this mega star.
Gwen Ifill has our in-depth report.
Even marginal progress could be affected by investing.
And to our new senior correspondent, Gwen Ifill. Welcome, Gwen.
Thanks, Jim. For a preview of the Supreme Court, Judy and I will be bringing you the news and analysis you've come to trust.
We were the first two women to anchor a national news broadcast. It's fair to say that Gwen loved covering politics just about more than anything.
Let me turn this on its head. Because when we talk about race in this country, I want to talk to you about AIDS, and not about AIDS in China or...
There are other things that make me very proud of her. She would make time to speak to young people. Mentoring was very important to her.
In Newark, New Jersey, a student there who had admired her wrote her and asked her to come speak at their commencement.
I didn't think she would respond back saying yes, but she did. She told me, "I once was you, Sophie."
I would like to emulate Gwen Ifill's brand of journalism by constantly looking for the truth.
Gwen is definitely an inspiration, being a woman of color in the journalism industry, and now learning journalism in this day and age when there's a lot to say about journalists.
Her legacy will live on through the school, and I'm happy to carry it with me.
Gwen was wonderfully powerful in a very understated way. And I think of Simmons as this place where there are women who are making a huge difference and don't have to announce it from the hills. But they're changing the world in wonderful ways, and that's what Gwen did. She was a beacon of journalism.